Have you ever wanted something so badly that you tried to force it to happen faster? Maybe you rushed a project, pushed a relationship, or tried to skip steps toward a goal, and then watched it fall apart in your hands. This is the story of Liam, a young potter who learned that patience isn't about waiting. It's about trusting the process, even when you can't see progress. Once upon a time, in a quiet mountain village surrounded by ancient clay hills, there lived a talented young potter named Liam. His hands could shape wet clay into beautiful forms, bowls, vases, and jars that seemed to flow like water when he worked. The villagers admired his natural skill and said he had a gift from the earth itself. But Liam had a painful problem. Every beautiful thing he created, he destroyed. Not on purpose, but because he could never wait. Pottery requires patience at every step. After shaping clay, it must dry slowly for days. Then it goes into the kiln, a hot oven where fire transforms soft clay into hard ceramic. But the fire must be controlled. Too fast, and the pottery cracks. Too slow, and it stays weak. The timing must be exactly right. Liam understood this knowledge, but he couldn't live it. Every time he placed his pottery in the kiln, excitement filled his chest. He would imagine villagers using his beautiful work. He would dream of becoming the best potter in the region. And his impatience would grow like fire in his mind. Maybe it's ready now, he would whisper to himself. Just one quick look won't hurt. He would open the kiln door too early. Cold air would rush onto hot clay and crack, the sound he hated most in the world. Thin lines would appear across his work, spreading like spider webs. Sometimes the pottery would split completely in two. Other times it would shatter into pieces. Liam's workshop was filled with broken dreams. Shelves covered with cracked bowls and fractured vases. Beautiful shapes destroyed by impatient timing. Other potters in the village would finish their work and sell strong pieces at the market. But Liam only had broken clay and growing shame. Why can't I wait? He would ask himself in frustration. I know what to do, I just can't do it. His impatience wasn't just about pottery. It appeared everywhere in his life. He would start conversations and interrupt people before they finished speaking. He would plant seeds and dig them up days later to check if they were growing. He wanted results immediately, and the waiting felt like torture. One autumn morning, an old woman arrived in the village. Her name was Chen, and she was known across many regions as a master potter. Her work was displayed in the homes of wealthy families and even in temples. People said her pottery never cracked, never broke, and lasted for generations. When she heard about the talented young potter who couldn't finish anything, she decided to visit his workshop. Liam was sitting among his broken pieces when Chen entered. He felt embarrassed as her eyes moved slowly across the shelves of cracked pottery. But Chen didn't criticize him. Instead, she picked up one broken vase and examined it carefully. "This shape is beautiful," she said quietly. "Your hands have real skill, but your mind is destroying what your hands create." Liam looked down. "I know. I can't wait. I try, but the waiting feels impossible. I need to see if it worked. I need to know if it's ready." Chen set down the broken vase and smiled gently. "Come with me to the kiln." She walked to the large clay oven in the corner of his workshop. "Tell me, Liam, when you put wet clay into fire, what happens inside?" "The water leaves the clay," Liam answered, "and the heat makes the particles join together permanently." "Exactly," Chen said. "And can you see this happening?" "No," Liam admitted. "It happens inside, hidden by the kiln walls." "So the most important transformation," Chen continued, "happens in darkness, in heat, where you cannot see it. And when you open the door to check, what do? Liam understood suddenly. "I interrupt the process. The cold air shocks the hot clay. The transformation stops halfway. Chen nodded. Impatience doesn't speed up growth. It destroys it. You cannot see roots growing under soil, but you trust they are working. You cannot see clay changing in fire, but you must trust the process. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about trusting that what you cannot see is still happening. She placed her weathered hand on Liam's shoulder. Here is what you will do. Tomorrow, you will create one pot. Shape it with all your skill. Let it dry for exactly 7 days. Mark each day on your wall so you can see time passing. Then place it in the kiln. Set the fire correctly. Close the door and do not open it for 3 full days and nights. No matter how much you want to look, no matter how strong the urge becomes, trust the fire. Trust the clay. Trust the time. Liam felt fear rise in his chest. 3 days felt like forever. But what if something goes wrong? What if the temperature isn't right? Then it will teach you, Chen said calmly. But if you open that door early, you will learn nothing new. You will only repeat the same pattern. She looked directly into his eyes. The clay doesn't need you to check on it. It needs you to trust it. The next morning, Liam began. He shaped a simple bowl with steady hands, focusing on every curve and line. He made it as beautiful as he could. Then the hardest part began, waiting. He marked 7 lines on his wall, 1 for each drying day. The first day felt endless. His hands wanted to touch the clay to see if it was dry, but he remembered Chen's words and stayed away. By the 3rd day, the urge to check was almost unbearable. But Liam forced himself to work on other things. He cleaned his workshop. He gathered new clay from the hills. He did anything except touch the drying bowl. By the 7th day, the clay was ready. He carefully placed the bowl in the kiln, set the fire, and closed the heavy door. Then he marked 3 lines on the wall. 3 days of waiting. 3 days of trusting. The first night was torture. Liam lay awake imagining everything that could go wrong. The 2nd day, he almost opened the door 4 times. His hand reached for the handle. His mind created excuses. Just one quick look, just to make sure. But each time, he remembered Chen's words. The clay doesn't need you to check on it. It needs you to trust it. He walked away and sat by the river until the urge passed. On the 3rd day, something changed inside Liam. The desperate need to control started to fade. He realized that his impatience came from fear. Fear that the process wouldn't work. Fear that his effort would be wasted. Fear that waiting meant nothing was happening. But as he sat quietly, he understood something new. The waiting itself was the work. Patience wasn't passive. It was active trust in forces he couldn't see. When the 3rd day ended, Liam opened the kiln door. Heat rushed out, and there, glowing in the fading fire, sat a perfect bowl. No cracks, no fractures. The clay had transformed into smooth, strong ceramic. Liam lifted it carefully with thick gloves. For the first time in his life, he held finished pottery that he had created. Tears filled his eyes, not just because the bowl was perfect, but because he had finally done what seemed impossible. He had waited. Chen returned the next day and smiled when she saw the bowl. "You see now," she said, "the fire did its work because you let it. The clay became strong because you trusted the time." She picked up the bowl and turned it in the light. "This pottery will last for generations, not because your hands are skilled, though they are, but because your patience gave the process space to complete." From that day forward, Liam's workshop changed. He created pottery slowly, marking time on his walls. He let clay dry completely. He trusted the kiln's fire without checking, and his pottery became known throughout the region for its strength and beauty. But more importantly, patience spread into other parts of his life. He listened to people without interrupting. He planted gardens and let them grow without digging up seeds. He set goals and worked toward them without demanding immediate results. Years later, when young potters came to learn from Liam, he would always tell them the same thing. Your skill can create beauty, but only patience can make it last. Trust the process you cannot see. The most important growth happens in darkness, in fire, in time. Your job isn't to force it. Your job is to create the right conditions and then step back. Strong pottery, like strong lives, needs patient fire. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and subscribe to Wise Man's Tales for more inspiring stories every week. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What are you rushing right now that actually needs more time to develop naturally? Remember, rushed clay always cracks, but patient fire creates lasting strength.